Vanished in the pines. Arkansas's missing 411. Hello, and welcome back to Murder with Mike's Wife. I am Mike.
I'm Shay.
Alright, y'all. We're talking about Arkansas again today. And let me tell you, Arkansas, it ain't just about razorbacks and fried pies. No, there's teeth out in these woods.
And this week, we're talking about the woods swallowing 3 souls whole. No trace, no answers, just silence.
Yeah, we're diving into 3 missing 411 cases that'll make you side-eye every trailhead in the state of Arkansas.
John Glasgow, Gloria McDonald, and Lloyd Hockett. 3 names, 3 vanishings, 1 state full of secrets.
That's right. Have you ever noticed how Arkansas forests don't echo? They just kind of absorb the sound. Like if you're deep enough out there, no one's hearing you.
It's always the quiet ones, the parks with brochures and gift shops.
Yes, national parks a lot of times. You think it's the terrain? Or something older than terrain? Something out there in those woods?
These aren't just disappearances. They're mysteries.
Yeah, right. All right, so let's get right into the first one. John Glasgow. January 28th, 2008. John, 45, leaves his Little Rock home at 5:15 a.m., which was seen by a neighbor who said that was very odd, that he normally didn't leave till around 7:30. He was seen leaving in his gray Volvo SUV. Now, John's the CFO of CDI Contractors. He's a smart man. He's respected. But he is very stressed out with work. There was just an audit coming up and some rumors that he had made some mistakes. You know, rumors swirl about tension that was coming with Dillers Incorporated, who was CDI's half owner. Did all this factor in?
By 2:30 p.m., his wife gets a call that he never showed up at work. By 5:54, she files a missing person report. The next day, his SUV is found at Mather Lodge in Petit Jean State Park. His laptop, his phone, all his credit cards, all still inside the car. Unlocked. No signs of struggle either.
Yeah, and search teams would comb the park for 5 days. Like nothing. No footprints, no scent from the dogs picking up anything. All there was a car and a clip, y'all. And his bank accounts and phone records, they would show no activity at all. His passport still at home in his safe. So, that's not nothing, you know?
There's years of silence. In 2011, a felon named Jonathan Bronner claims he helped bury John's body in a bean field. Police dug nothing. Turns out he was trying to cut a deal.
Yeah, I think that happens a lot of times too. Fast forward to March 11th, 2015 though, 2 hikers are out doing their normal hiking and they would find skeletal remains at the base of a cliff. Now, these remains were found less than a mile from where the SUV that John had been driving was found. John's wallet was still in his clothes with ID. The cause of death? Undetermined.
7 years, that body was right there. Someone would have had to smell it.
Yeah, it would have smelled worse than Juju's feet.
For sure.
Also, he was a numbers guy. Like, let's be honest, if he did plan this, it was precise. And he could be the one to do it.
Or someone wanted it to look like he planned it.
Yeah. Let's also talk about natural things. This is Petit Jean. Like, there's caves. There's sinkholes out there. There's places you don't find unless you're meant to find them. Also, have you ever seen a CFO vanish without a trace? Like, that's not burnout. That's a message.
He was negotiating a buyout. That's high stakes money.
Right? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of money that goes into that. And a lot of stress. Do you think he was silenced before that deal went through, maybe?
Probably.
Let's also, before we move on, let's talk about Petit Jean itself. There are legends of Petit Jean graves that have ghosts. There's legends of Civil War disappearances, the people that just disappeared out there while they were in the middle of the war. You also, in Arkansas, there's a lot of folklore about the Watchers, a group of shadowy people in the woods who are constantly watching people.
Watchers.
Yeah, Arkansas. And let's be honest, between the terrain, the isolation, and possible ghosts, who knows what could have happened.
For sure.
But hey, we're going to move on to the next one. We're talking about Gloria McDonald. She was 68 years old. She was a court reporter, and she never came back.
January 26, 2001, Queen Wilhelmina State Park. Gloria McDonald, 68. She's hiking with her husband, her stepson, and his girlfriend. They're headed up the mountain and back down to the lodge. But 150 yards in, storm-fallen trees block the trail. Gloria says she'll turn back and go to the lodge.
Yeah, and let me point out, Gloria was wearing a bright yellow jacket. I mean, that's easy to spot.
For sure.
Now, even though she wasn't outdoorsy, she was going for the rest of the family. When she seen the trees, she decided, hey, I'm just going to go back and meet y'all at the lodge. I mean, this is a courthouse reporter for the Mina Star. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought of you when I saw this. Like, you'd be the type to be like, I ain't fucking fixing to, I already got to go over a tree. But she was known for being detail-oriented. She was a reporter for the Mina Star in courthouse transactions. She was known for covering drug cases and murder trials. Did that factor in? Did someone been watching her and knew they were up there and knew she separated from the group? Who knows? I also want to point out that the police, their first suspects were the family members, because they said there was absolutely no evidence that this woman was ever in that park, other than the son's girlfriend, and the dad saying she was here, this is what happened. So they actually were going at them at first, thinking that they had something to do with it. I mean, if so, that's 3 people that had to lie and be on the exact same story. And why?
For sure. The group hikes for 30 minutes, comes back, no Gloria. Her purse is still in the locked car. No one saw her in the lodge. One maintenance worker maybe saw a redhead in yellow. That's it.
Maybe. That's not.
And she's redheaded.
Yeah.
That's rare.
You stick out as a redhead. People notice a redhead faster. So bloodhounds would track her scent all the way past the gift shop and lodge area, down a service road, and onto an asphalt loop. But then, nothing. Cold. No tire tracks, no jacket, no struggle. No signs of struggle. Just silence.
What was her last article? A meth plea deal.
Exactly.
Her family wondered, did she ask her own questions? I mean, Mina's got history. Rumors of drug drops, secret airstrips, people who don't like reporters poking around.
Yeah, and talking about those secret airstrips and drug drops, those go all the way up to high political people and government officials, y'all. But anyway, that's a different story. We will cover Boys on the Track, which goes more into that as well. But hey, let's say this. That yellow jacket, it should have lit up the woods like a flare out there. Like, it's yellow.
Do you know how many people disappear in Mina and don't make the papers?
I could imagine. Like, Mina has a long history of cover-up. And she was a courthouse regular. Like, that's what she did, reporting from the courthouse. She knew people's names. Maybe too many. Was that the problem? Did she get into something or report on something that she shouldn't have?
And you know, bloodhounds don't lie.
No.
That scent ended on pavement. That's a vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. And the question is, do you think she turned back or was she turned around?
Mina's got ghosts, but they wear suits.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think about that. And she was a reporter. Like, that's dangerous in a small town like Mina with so many fucking secrets that go all the way up to the highest of political positions, y'all. All right, anyway, another time. Um, let's talk about that for a second, though. These myths of Mina. We have a movie that was made with Tom Cruise about drug drops being dropped in Mina and guns, and that was funding another country and their war efforts of civil war within them. Um, a lot of that's been talked about by many people that were involved. It probably happened. Um, who was governor at that time? Bill Clinton, who went on to become president. You know, if that was something that went all the way up to the governor's office with that kind of corruption, if it went way up to higher, of course it went there. You know, did they have Bill in their pocket? Who knows? Yeah. But local legends of the silent ones, the Watchers, is also the Watchers. Can't talk about them enough. It goes all the way back to old Indian times. A lot of ancient Indians talk about Watchers. People that can vanish and come in and out, maybe dimensional. Who knows?
A small town, a lot of times, means silence.
Yeah, and this is a small town that is a corridor for meth. Like, a lot of meth is produced in small places back in this time for sure. In the hills and up in the mountains. So you got to think about that. All right, y'all. Third case, Lloyd Hockett. Now, this was a boy lost in the Kiamichi Mountains. And Lloyd Hockett was 9 years old. He was out squirrel hunting with his uncle in the Kiamichi Mountains. And this is a rugged terrain. I mean, it straddles the Arkansas-Oklahoma border. And it's rough out there. And the boy just vanished. I'm talking just gone.
Search teams found him days later, 4 miles from the campsite. Alive, but barely. He died en route to the hospital.
And he was found with bruising and his shirt off. You know, was that an indication of foul play? We know that the uncle says he left for a short amount of time, but we have no context. What the fuck is short? You know, 5 minutes is short in that situation. 30 minutes could be considered short when you're out chasing a squirrel trying to hunt it, but when you're leaving a 9-year-old kid by himself, that's a lifetime. Right. You know, so how long did this uncle leave him alone? And we're talking 4 miles, y'all. 4 miles that this young man, 9 years old, through dense forests, steep ridges, and freezing temperatures. And these are air miles, y'all. That totally changes when you're going up and down and over rough terrain. And for a 9-year-old, like, that's not wandering. That's not being curious. That's displacement.
Some say he was chased. Others say he was taken. But there's no clear story. No predator. No injuries consistent with a fall. Just exposure and exhaustion.
Right. And that's what happens a lot of the time. There's no evidence out there in the middle of these rugged areas. 4 miles is a long way, though, for a kid in the woods. I mean, that's not panicking. That's movement. Like, that kid's going. He's got a mission, or someone's got him on a mission.
For sure. You ever seen a kid run that far without help?
Right? I can't get my kid to walk to the damn mailbox. Was he trying to get back, or was he trying to get away from something? That's the biggest question.
Well, Kiamichi's got caves, old Choctaw burial sites, places that don't want company.
Yeah, and remember, he was found, but he wasn't saved. And that's the worst part about this whole story.
You think he saw something? Something that didn't want to be seen?
I mean, in that kind of area, old burial grounds, there's no telling. That terrain, I promise you, it's got stories older than Arkansas that go back before Arkansas. There's also been cryptid sightings of panthers in the area. a panther could easily carry off a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Also, the gray man. Is the gray man someone's adaptation of the Watchers?
No,
Is there a gray man out there watching? You also got a lot of old logging stories of ghosts in the area, and maybe that's just a bunch of old people out in the woods for a long time telling stories, or maybe these people that are out there for long periods of time see stuff that most people don't.
Yeah.
But
Possible.
we're talking ancestral silence and mountain memory, and that doesn't help us solve this case at all. All right, y'all. We went over 3 cases today, 3 disappearances that we want to shine light on. And we're talking about one state, the state of Arkansas, that's full of shadows.
Arkansas doesn't just lose people, it erases them.
Right? Let me ask you this. Do you think it's all connected? Like the same forest in different faces?
Missing 411 isn't just national.
Right.
It's personal.
It feels that way sometimes. The oddities in these cases and how far young children can travel over rough terrain that an adult couldn't. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt watched in the woods? Like the trees are listening to you? I know I have.
We need to talk about the 4th case. The one no one mentions.
You think we're next? Look, if you've got theories, send them in to us. And if you got stories, we're listening. We're not scared to tackle these cases.
And if you're headed into the woods, leave a trail.
Right?
Leave a note. Leave a prayer.
Hey, we'll be back next week, y'all. Until then, watch the trees.